always wanted to go to New York, and finally having the opportunity to go was everything and more. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Diana. I just want to give you guys a rundown of what New York was like, just share my experience in New York. So the first day we headed off to the airport. I was so excited because I've never been to the airport. I've never even gotten on a plane ever in my life. So I was just so excited, but also terrified because for those who don't know, I'm an undocumented student. I was not born in the United States. I was born in Mexico. And in order to pass through TSA, they asked for your ID. And I only had my Mexican ID and my Mexican passport. So I felt like at any moment they were either going to discriminate me or literally deport me. And it is a terrible and scary reality that a lot of undocumented people face. But I'm just so grateful that nothing happened and it just went by smoothly, and it was just terrifying at that moment. In case anyone who isn't documented is watching, know that you can travel domestically in the United States just with your home country's ID. We passed through TSA. They checked our... Dude, why is TSA so like scary? They patted me down like on my breast area, and I was like, I barely even have breasts, like what am I gonna hide in there? But I guess that's just their protocol. I don't know. We finally passed TSA and we were just waiting to board, and we finally boarded, and I was so excited. I could easily fall. You guys, there was no space for our luggage here, so we had to go to the first class. And tell me why their seats are like so nice. Not my luggage having better seats than me. They're in first class, yeah. We got on our plane. Tell me why the plane goes like this. Like, I didn't expect us to like fully be laying on our backs while the plane went up. Like, I don't know what I thought the plane would go like, but that first feeling of it going like from this to that, I was like, oh shit. It wasn't that terrible. Turbulence was also not that terrible. I think it's also because I love roller coasters, and it felt like I was on a roller coaster. I just tried to sleep, but then like some turbulence woke me up. We made it. We finally landed in New York, and I was just super excited because New York has always been like a dream of mine. Since this was a school trip, it was organized through like this whole thing, so they had like a bus for us. Let me tell you guys about the bus. The bus was the best thing on the ride. Like, if it wasn't for the bus, honestly, I feel like next time if I do end up going, it is gonna be more difficult just because of transportation. The bus had everything. It had AC, it had like charger ports. It was just my little home for those 4 days. The first thing we did when we got to New York was go eat breakfast, because it was literally like 7 a.m. So we went to a bagel shop. It was called Murray's Bagels down in Greenwich Village. Our first stop. Some people like their bagel. I guess I didn't like my bagel, and it was not doing it for me. It made my stomach hurt so much. So we were just not off to a good start. After we ate, we headed to like this little garden type thing. I don't even know what it's called, but it was so beautiful. I am obsessed with skyscrapers and like nature, and it was that perfect combination. And I was just mesmerized because I'm like, oh shit, I'm really in New York. And then we saw like the vessel, which is something I had seen in Pinterest, and I was like, I'm really in New York. That's when it finally hit me that I was in New York. And then after that, we went to Washington Square Park. That's when we had some time to go off and eat up by ourselves. So we walked around the park with my friends, and then we got on some swings. we came to New York just for these swings. And then we went to McDonald's. Should we have gone to like a local shop? Probably, but we were on a budget, and I am a picky eater, and I was scared that I would pay for something I didn't like. Plus I was really hungry because my stomach was hurting because of the bagels earlier. Anyways, they let us choose what to eat for lunch, and we got authentic New York food, McDonald's. Then we went to the restroom at Washington Square Park, and there was this lady, pretty sure she was like on drugs or something, but she kept staring at my friend through the mirror and it was so scary. Oh, also, we went to CVS and this guy was literally stealing, and apparently my friend was telling me that he had like a gun and was about to shoot up the place while we were there. I don't know, a lot was just happening in that hour that we were around that area. So then after that, it started to rain and we were headed to the Empire State Building, which I was so excited for. However, when we got there, one of the workers was like, oh, do you guys still want to get in? Like, there's absolutely no view. Keep in mind, it was raining, it was very cloudy. So we were like, we have no other day to do this. Like, it was scheduled for this day. Yeah, the lady kept saying, we ain't gonna get no view. She's like, y'all still want to get in though? Oh. Thank you. What view? Thanks. Wow, this view is so nice.
So nice.
Never mind, guys, we could see.
Let's go. Let's keep going though.
Luckily, there was a view.
We should go time lapse here.
You guys, we could see some parts of it. I think Empire State Building is worth it. It was so pretty. Like the view, you can literally see like all of New York, parts of New Jersey too. So it's just incredible view. So then we called it a day and we just headed back to our hotel. Our hotel was in New Jersey, and I think it's because it was like cheaper to book over there. Plus it's not that far from New York, but it was also cool because we got to like see a different state. So then day 2, we were headed to Ellis Island, which is where the Statue of Liberty is at. On the way, there's just so much greenery and it's so beautiful. Like LA could never. We're going on Ellis Island to see the Statue of Liberty.
I'm just getting my
Se cayó el estauta. Now we're gonna get on the ferry. This is Betta's first time on a boat. Are you excited? What's a ferry? Are you ready? Where's Natalie? You ready?
Yeah.
So we finally got on the ferry and we first headed to the National Museum of Immigration, which was like an actual place that people who emigrated from Europe like first came to be like making sure they carried no disease. Like that was the first place they stayed at. So it was like very cool seeing the history, and there was like this whole portion of like how to become a citizen, and I was just like there taking notes. I was like, yep, I don't want to get married to become a citizen. What is this? We're trying to
Civil rights.
Yeah,
Stonewall Rally.
we're trying to see if we will pass a
Next
citizenship
question.
test.
What ocean is on the west coast of the United
Pacific.
States? 1. Indian
West
Ocean.
Coast.
2.
Right?
Atlantic.
Yeah, right?
Next question.
Okay.
We're not gonna
Why
pass.
does the flag have
50 states.
stars?
3.
Bro, why is that
Next
question?
question. Congratulations.
Oh, 10 out of 10. Yeah, we could become. I could become
You
citizen.
passed the citizenship.
Okay,
test.
can I get my papers
The United
now?
States is a democracy.
You know, that day really got me thinking how much different my life would have been if I wasn't in the United States, you know, having so much more opportunity. Even though this country has so many issues, I am grateful that I am here and that, yeah. We finally went to go see Miss Liberty, the beacon of hope. You know, you see it in textbooks and you see it everywhere, and it is a very basic tourist spot, but she was an icon. And I realized I didn't really record close-ups of her, but here are some pictures. So then after that, we took another ferry finally to New York, and the boat ride back was just so incredible because you could see the whole like New York skyline. I like, that was my first time also seeing the Brooklyn Bridge, and I was just like, it's all really happening. You guys, we can see the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh my goodness. Okay, Titanic, a little Titanic moment. So we got off and we headed to the 9/11 Memorial Museum, which was a lot in itself. Remainings of the actual incident are still like held up. The thing that really got to me and my friend were little letters or little things from other victims' family. We saw like this little writing toy thing where the dad had left a cute note for his daughter saying like, oh, daddy always loves you, or something like that. And it was just so cute and also so heartbreaking. And then once you get out of the museum, you see the memorial towers, and it's like this beautiful fountain, and it has like all other people's names on it, and it's I don't know, it was a lot and it was heartbreaking but very eye-opening. And that was about it for that day. Day 3 was also a jam-packed day. First thing we did was go to the Brooklyn Bridge. I was just so excited because Miss Lana Del Rey, like, you know, Brooklyn baby. I wouldn't shut up with that song with my friends. They were probably so annoyed. I am so sorry, but also I'm not sorry. And I was just having my main character moment there. Here's some pictures from the Brooklyn Bridge. You guys,
Came back from the
Brooklyn Bridge, cause I'm a Brooklyn baby. Miss Lana would be proud. We are here for Miss Lana and Miss Lana only. You guys, we also were walking back and there's a lot of vendors on the side, and I bought a hat yesterday and that shit was 10 bucks and they're selling them here for 5. So low-key got ripped off and I'm low-key upset about it. I didn't even take pictures with the Brooklyn hat.
Yeah, you didn't. I told you.
After the Brooklyn Bridge, we headed to Chinatown. We didn't really, like, we just walked by it. I wish we would have, like, stayed at Chinatown longer so we could really, like, feel the vibe and also probably get some food there because the food looked bomb. But we sadly, like, didn't have enough time. And unexpectedly, we went to Washington Square Park and then we passed through Cornelia Street, which was, like, the Taylor Swift moment I needed. And then we got on the subway, which I was very excited for because I love the metro down in downtown LA. It's a very convenient way of transportation. The subway in New York goes by insanely fast, and we literally got to our destination in like less than 10 minutes. So we took the subway to the Met, which I was also excited because of like the Met Gala or whatever. I really don't know what part of the Met they film like the carpet on, or like the Met Gala bathroom photos and all of that. I don't know. I should have researched that so I could have gone and seen that. But I don't know if that's like a whole area secluded. A thing about the museums, like the museums in LA do not compare to the ones in New York. The ones in New York are so huge. We were there for like 2 hours and I felt like I didn't see anything because of how much there was. So after the Met, we headed to Times Square, which I'm just gonna say is so overrated. If you are gonna go to New York for the first time, it's just literally just to see it for once, and then like I would never go again after just seeing it once. I think on the business side, it's very great advertising. People are there taking pictures 24/7, so obviously it is great advertisement. I was just excited to go there because Conan Gray had dropped his album that day that we were there, so I got to see his billboard. But that was about it. And then we went to go see a Broadway show. That's all I could ever want. So we saw Aladdin, and it was my first ever play, first ever Broadway. It was just so fun. You know, the production that goes behind the scenes, the singing, the acting, the dancing, like everything is just so incredible. If you ever get the chance to go to a Broadway show or just like any like play, just go. It's incredible. It's the best experience. I think it's the whole highlight of my New York trip was that Broadway show. And that was a great way to end my 3rd day and my last night in New York City. Then the 4th day was very, very short because we were also leaving that day. So all we pretty much did was go to Central Park and just walk around. And you know, it was low-key iconic because a bunch of films and like TV shows are shot there. So you know, it's a cool thing. One thing I noticed, but people were sunbathing at the park, and that was like a whole new thing I never would have expected because in LA, you know, we're 30 minutes away from the beach, so you know, we just go to the beach. But I guess for them, they don't. Yeah, and that was about it in Central Park, and then we were headed back to the airport. We're almost leaving. We're at Central Park. Oh my god, why is this lighting? We're about to go home. And then we boarded onto the plane and headed back to LAX and got home. Overall, my entire experience is like a 9 out of 10. New York City is a very special city, and I see why so many people move out to live there, although it is very expensive. I think people have this stereotype of New Yorkers to be very rude and obnoxious and like give no fucks, like they're just doing their own things. And it's true, like I feel like that's what distance them from LA people. People in New York also do not pay attention to traffic signals. Like if you're crossing and the light is red, they will go when they get the chance if they see that there's no cars. which is very dangerous, but I guess it's efficient for them because they got some place to be. New Yorkers do walk really fast. That is not a myth. They walk really fast. But all in all, I didn't feel too much different from like downtown LA because of like all the skyscrapers, and you know, I'm going from city to city, so it wasn't that different. I would compare New York City to downtown LA, San Francisco, because of like how much pride. We also went during Pride Month, so there was a bunch of pride events going on. And then Las Vegas, like I'll say like Times Square is like Las Vegas in a way. I don't know. It's just a lot all at once. That's how I explain it. But yeah, it was an incredible experience. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to go, and I can't wait to go back. If you guys are from New York, please comment down below places I should visit when I do get the chance to go back. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.